It's Sunday, March 20th, 2022. I'm TC Kirkham, and this is the Kirkham Report. Greetings and salutations, VC guys and gals. I'm TC Kirkham, the Kirkham Report. Sorry for being a day late this weekend. Had a lot of stuff going on this week because I was on vacation and getting a lot of stuff done. And a couple of things came up on Saturday, so we're here today. I have a full show for you this week, and we're going to talk about quite a few things that I've already talked about. Starting off with... But we're moving the cover story out of the way for the other big thing this week that starts tomorrow night. So let's get started. For those of you who haven't been paying attention to my show the past few weeks or have been under a rock for the last week, the American Song Contest launches Monday, March 21st. That's tomorrow as I'm recording this on NBC. We have a lot of interesting stuff going on surrounding that, so let's get started. All this past week, I released my Kirkham Report Guide to the American Song Contest, running down all 56 artists who are participating. There are some big name artists, some rising stars, and some unknowns, all of whom are professionals. They have to be professionals. This is not an amateur contest. And as it is with the parent show, which is the Eurovision Song Contest, the American Song Contest must have original songs written specifically for the show. So some new stuff came out this week. Let's get to it right now. We do know now that there will be 5 competition rounds, 2 semifinals and a final, and the way it will work is that there is a jury member from each of the 56 participating states or territories, and they will each pick their winner for each episode of the show, and there will also be 3 songs advancing from viewer voting, so there could be a total of 4 songs moving forward each week. Then after the qualifying rounds, the jury will select 2 other songs that didn't make it through to join the semifinals. So there will be 22 acts in the semifinals, and that'll be whittled down to 10 for the finals. The scoring is being done Eurovision style, which means the individual votes will be transferred or tallied up and transferred into points based on Eurovision's 12 points or 12-point scale. The top award of 12 points will go to the winner of each state, followed by 10, 8, so on and so forth. The viewer votes will be weighted, with each state and territory also worth 12 points, much like in Eurovision, so that all regions have equal voting power and will prevent populous states, New York, California, Texas, from over-dominating the process. This gives everybody an equal chance of winning. Now, they are going to be doing this through a viewer vote system it is going to be on NBC.com, which is carrying the show. And it is going to be a little bit, they haven't come out with the exact voting procedure yet, but I'm thinking it's going to be on an app, or it could be a phone number. We're still waiting to see. They will announce it on the show tomorrow night. Now, nobody is going to have any advantage over someone else. They're going to balance that out so that each like I said, it follows the Eurovision 12 points process. Unlike Eurovision, each state will be able to vote for themselves, apparently, because in Eurovision, the country, you cannot vote for your own country's song. I don't know. It doesn't look like they're going to be doing that. They will announce that tomorrow if that is the case, and they will probably have some way of blocking certain cell phones from voting for certain states. I'm not sure exactly how they're doing it. I don't think it's going to be practical here. Now, because the show is aired on a tape delay to the West Coast, what they're doing is a 3-day vote process. From the end of the show, you'll have 72 hours to place your votes for each week's show, and the winners will be announced. I don't know if they're going to be announced in a separate announcement or if they're going to be announced on the following show, but we will know who goes through to each one before the next show really gets underway. Now, you'll be able to watch the show live on NBC on the East Coast at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on NBC or NBC.com. You will be able to watch a replay and vote starting the next day on Peacock. There will be a repeat the following Sunday at 7 p.m. on NBC. The voting will have already been closed by that point, however, so if you do watch the repeat on the following Sunday, you will not have a chance to vote for which songs that you like. Now, there was a little bit of controversy on Friday when 2 Eurovision fan sites got a hold of the songs that will appear in the first round. They were posting clips of songs from the first round. The songs are not supposed to be released until midnight tonight. So there was a little bit of consternation, and of course the Eurovision fans, oh, why is America getting involved? They don't need that. Let them do whatever they want to do. Well, you know something? This is an officially licensed program. It was Eurovision's idea in the first place. So stop giving America crap about the American Song Contest. Eurovision wants to expand their footprint to other countries that don't qualify for Eurovision, and the American Song Contest is one of the first steps. There's been talk for several years of an Asian version. We'll see what happens. It may end up becoming a global phenomenon. We'll see. Now, the songs that will debut week one's performers and songs have been announced, and they will perform on the first show on Monday, March 21st. The first round of stars up will be Arkansas, represented by Kelsey Lamb, with a song called Never Like This. Connecticut, represented by Michael Bolton. His song is called Beautiful World. Indiana, represented by UG Skywalken, featuring Maxie. Their song is called Love in My City. Iowa, represented by Elizabeth Von Presley. Her song is called Wonder. Minnesota, represented by the band Yam House, will be performing Ready to Go. Mississippi, represented by Keone Starr, her song called Fire. Oklahoma, who seems to be an odds-on favorite right now, represented by Alexa, she of the capital X, and her song Wonderland. Puerto Rico, Christian Pagan with Loco. The first song that will be in both English and Spanish. All the other songs in the first week are in English. Rhode Island, represented by Houston, his song called Been Held Too Long. Wisconsin, represented by Jaco, his first entry will be Feel Your Love. And Wyoming's Ryan Charles will be introducing his song New Boot Goofin'. Of these songs, 4 of them will move on to one of the semifinals, and who will be where in the semifinals will be determined later, much like Eurovision is. The show is hosted by Kelly Clarkson and Snoop Dogg and will air live, as I said, at 8 p.m. Eastern on NBC and NBC.com. You'll be able to vote for 3 days, so that means if you miss it on Monday, you can catch it Tuesday and Wednesday on Peacock and still vote, and then it will be repeated the following Sunday at 7 p.m. I will be going live at 10:10 Eastern Time each week during the American Song Contest to talk about that week's songs, that week's performances. We're calling it After the Songs, TKR Guide to the American Song Contest After the Songs. It'll go live at 10:10. We'll run to about 11, and I hope that you will join me for that, because I've never done live before. I had a discussion with Dawn and Mary about how to make StreamYard work, and I've used it before to get on with other people, but I've never done it on my own. So tomorrow's show is going to be a little bit, trial error type thing, but after that, hopefully I'll get it down, and I hope that you will join me because it'll be a lot of fun, and I'll be chatting with live people and whatever about the show. So watch the show, then come join me at 10:10 Eastern Time, 7:10 Pacific Time. If you're on the Pacific Coast, you won't have seen the show yet, but the songs will be out, so you can go ahead and listen to the songs on Spotify starting at midnight tonight, and then come talk to us about everything, and then watch the show after we're done talking. In any case, it'll be a lot of fun. I'm personally asking my fans of the Kirkham Report to please get involved. I've been a huge Eurovision fan for about 7 years now, and I've been aware of it since the mid-'70s, when Mosadotis and ABBA and Ding and Teachin and Brotherhood of Man had their hit the American charts in some way. And of course there were several earlier than that, Volare and Aldila and Love is Blue. They're classic Eurovision songs. I would like to see the American Song Contest become as big a hit in America as Eurovision is all over Europe. Also noted this week, Eurovision TV.tv, the official Eurovision website, announced that the winner of the American Song Contest will perform at the Eurovision Song Contest finals during the interval, which is the period that is the voting period. For those of you who don't know Eurovision, the interval is the period between the end of the performances and the beginning of the scoring. It usually lasts about 45 minutes. The winner of the American Song Contest will perform during the Eurovision Finals interval on May 14th, just later that week after they've won. Because of the rescheduling of an American Song Contest, it now will finish on May 9th, less than 24 hours before the Eurovision semifinals get underway. So it'll be interesting to watch. In any case, if you're a fan of my show, please watch the American Song Contest, get involved, vote, and let's make the American Song Contest a success, okay? Thank you. And Eurovision fans, don't be alienated. Get on board. Come have fun with us. We want you to be there. Gee, I bet you can't guess what's on Out of the Box this week. More 45s from Don and Mary. Yeah. Well, I'm being real careful. I'm not buying as many as I have unless there's something I absolutely have to have. Like this last week, even though there was a lot in one of the lots they had, there was a picture sleeve I wanted really badly. So I went ahead and got it. This week I actually did average only a few, maybe 20% of them I have already, but a couple of them I need replacements for because they're not in good shape. I ended up getting 2 lots of the 20, so 40 total, and let's get started. This is one of the ones I needed a replacement for, Jim Croce's classic Time in a Bottle from 1973, I believe, when it came out as a single at least. Have this already a couple of times because I think I got one in another lot of Don's, but this is a great song, and I did need another copy. Don McLean's Vincent and Castles in the Air. I think I talked about that last week actually. Atlanta Rhythm Section and Spooky. Great version of that song. Another Billie Jean from Michael Jackson. This is like the 17,000th Billie Jean I have, because that song, you just couldn't get away from it. Second Time Around from Shalimar. Love the Solar label. You don't see that very often anymore. What Kind of Fool Am I? Rick Springfield. I think I actually have a picture sleeve version of this. I'll have to check later. Leo Sayer, How Much Love from 1977. Backed with I Hear the Laughter. Kansas, Point of No Return and Closet Chronicles on that lovely Kirshner label with the complete company sleeve. Not in the best of shape, which I'm sure is not Don's fault. Looks like it had a little bit of water damage there. Stevie Nicks with Don Henley, Leather and Lace, and Stevie Nicks Belladonna on the flip side. Juice Newton, Angel of the Morning. I do have a picture sleeve of this. And finally, No, I don't have that one, so I'm going to talk about that separately. So those are the ones I already have. Those out of the way and go back to the other ones. Now, all of these I do not have on single. I may have them on an album. And again, there's a song in here that I don't particularly care for. I'll talk about that one at the end of it. First up, let's go over here so I can pile these properly. Livin' Thing by Electric Light Orchestra. I do have their greatest hits on digital, but don't have the single of that. Eric Records re-release of Rock and Roll Music and Memphis, Tennessee from Chuck Berry. Poor Side of Town and I Washed My Hands in Muddy Water by Johnny Rivers. I'm not sure what that second side is. And of course now I can't get it back in the sleeve. Because you got to be smarter than the sleeve, TC. I just bought a bunch of these. I have a bunch of 45s in the closet that are not in sleeves, so I just bought some of these, cheap sleeves for them. So I'll be showing those in the near future. There's the Johnny Rivers. Ricky Nelson, Hello Mary Lou, and Sweeter Than You on the, I guess that would be the Liberty Silver Spotlight series, because I think Liberty is who he was with. Classic from Janis Joplin, Me and Bobby McGee and Half Moon. This is a hard to come by single too, from what I understand. Back when they were just Dawn, Knock 3 Times and Home from their album Candida. Of course, at the time, Tony Orlando was working a different job and didn't want his name on things because he was worried he would lose his job. So, I don't blame him, but they were just known as Dawn then. Never Gonna Let You Go from Vicky Sue Robinson. Columbia Hall of Fame entry, Barbra Streisand and Neil Diamond, You Don't Bring Me Flowers. And Neil Diamond, Forever in Blue Jeans, which I do not have that song, I don't think. If I do, I got it from Dawn. I do have You Don't Bring Me Flowers. The Fifth Dimension, One Less Bell to Answer. One of their last big hits. The Guess Who, Clap for the Wolfman, classic from them. Backed with Road Food. Road Food? Okay. Elton John, Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me. And Sick City. Heavier sleeve for this one. I Woke Up in Love This Morning and 24 Hours a Day from the Partridge Family. I had this once upon a time, and it was I don't know if I still do. I don't think I do. I think I traded it to somebody, but it was definitely a different pressing plant because it's a completely different label than I remember for that song. Bread and Diary and Down on My Knees. I'm a sucker for Bread. I love their soft pop sound. This is interesting that it is mono, which you don't see very often in the early 70s. Albert Hammond, It Never Rains in Southern California, and anyone here in the audience? And I've always wondered, is that Mums or Mooms? The label, I don't know. Rhythm Heritage and Gonna Fly Now theme from Rocky. And Last Night on Earth. Rhythm Heritage had a #1 hit in early 1976 with the theme from SWAT. There were a lot of people involved with that show, with that band. It was the first professional music gig for Ray Parker Jr. It was well before radio even came into play. It was also featuring Harold Wheeler, who worked with Miko later, and of course became a band leader on Dancing with the Stars for the first 14 seasons, I think. Quite a few big names, or future big names, were involved with Rhythm Heritage. It's definitely something to have. Sweet Seasons and Pocket Money from Carole King on that classic Ode label from the mid-70s. Another Bread, Aubrey, and Don't Even Know Her Name from 1972, I think it was. That one's in stereo. I just found it really weird that the other one was in mono. Man, this sleeve, it's a little beat up, but man, I'd never seen a Buddha Records Company sleeve before. And I've never heard of this song, Do I Love You, and So Long City by Paul Anka. I never knew Paul Anka was on Buddha Records. I know him on RCA in Columbia, and I think he was on Cameo Parkway way back in the day. This one's a bit written on, but that's never a problem for me. This is Him or Me, What's It Gonna Be, and The Legend of Paul Revere by Paul Revere and the Raiders from the mid-60s there. Classic Connie Francis, My Heart Has a Mind of Its Own, and Malagana. A song my mother loathed because I played it endlessly on jukeboxes when it was out when I was 6, 7. Guitarzan, Ray Stevens. See, that's the Monument label I remember. I was talking about Monument last week. I don't remember the label I saw there. Bagpipes, That's My Bag, and the flip side there. Double-sided hit, The Boy from New York City, The Ad-Libs, and New York's a Lonely Town by the Trade Winds on Collectible. Deep Purple, Smoke in the Water, edited version, and this, oh, really? Both of them are edited versions. Both are Smoke on the Water. One's 348, the other 434. So I'm actually wondering if that might be a radio promo. It doesn't say it is, but interesting. A promo single from Neil Sedaka, Sad, Sad Story. This is from his early days on Elektra, from the album that didn't do anything, unfortunately. I'm a huge Neil Sedaka fan. Donny Osmond of the Osmonds. I've never seen this billing before. And his first solo single, Sweet and Innocent. The backup is Flirtin'. I love that listing, Donny Osmond of the Osmonds. I've never seen that before. I mean, they didn't have Donny Osmond of the Osmonds on the album. It's weird. Joni Summers and Johnny Get Angry and One Boy. Back-to-back hits on that one. Back-to-back hits for Bobby Darin, Mac the Knife, and Beyond the Sea. One of the reasons I picked up this set because I love this song. I have the album, but I've never had the single, and I really love it. This Is the Way That I Feel, Marie Osmond. And Killing Me Softly with his song, and Just Like a Woman from Roberta Flack. Of course, this is her classic song. Have that. The other song I got on part of this record is a song I Can't Stand. I'm picking up a few of those here and there, I noticed on. You got to have something really special in that set for me to pick up something that has, like last week, I Can Help by Billy Swan. And I mean, this song isn't one of those that's visceral for me. I mean, I literally don't like I Can Help because there's something about the organ music and Billy Swan's voice that really, I mean, it sets my teeth on edge. I don't know what it is. The same thing happens with Groove Is in the Heart. There are also just songs I just don't like Friday by Rebecca Black and The Joker by Steve Miller. I've never liked this song. I never will. I just think it's stupid from beginning to end. So those are my 45 haul from Dawn and Mary. I have 2 more coming for the next week. I also have some other stuff I've been pre-ordering, so we'll have to take a look at that. And that is out of the box for this week. going to hear me say this and think, wow, TC, that's really out of your wheelhouse. But it really isn't. There are certain things that I like that are different than the pop stuff that I usually go for. And I do like some alternative pop, and there's some really interesting stuff out there. And some of the best of it is being produced by Finn Wolfhard and Malcolm Craig. They go by the Aubreys. Now, I was a huge fan of the earlier band that they were both involved with, Calpurnia. Calpurnia actually put out some physical media, an album and a couple of singles, and I have all the stuff on digital, but I'd like to get those vinyl eventually. Finn, of course, got the band's got fame because Finn is popular from his acting role on the hit Netflix series Stranger Things, and of course since then he's gone on to bigger stardom in the films with movies like The Turning and Ghostbusters Afterlife, and I think the less said about the Goldfinch, the better. But there's he is an excellent actor, but he's also a really talented musician. He's got one of those voices that could grate on you if you don't get into it. But I like his kind of sing-song style, and I love his writing. The music that he and Malcolm have written for the Aubreys has been fantastic. They've had an EP and a demo single and a full album available. Unfortunately, since they became the Aubreys, they have not released physical media. They're available only on digital. You can pick them up on Amazon Music. I believe they're iTunes. I don't know. Their earlier stuff, the EPs, the 2 EPs are available on Bandcamp also. But you can download the album at... which is called Karaoke Alone, which, incidentally, the title track, the first single, Malcolm does the lead vocal, not Finn. Finn's usually on the vocals. These guys are terrific, and for those of you who haven't seen them, wait a minute here. I picked this up. They were featured on the cover of Alternative Press a couple of months ago, and I really enjoy their music. I think they're talented musicians. I think they're really interesting the way they think, the way they write, their musical influences, and how they listen to music. I find it fascinating. Now, in all fairness, the other two members who used to be a part of Calpurnia are also great too, so I'm just going to give them a quick plug here. Jack Anderson, who was the bass guitarist for the band, is doing ambient music now. You can find it on YouTube. He's really fantastic. And Ayla Tesler-Mave went on to do it. She's involved in another band also, and she continues to put her instructional videos up on YouTube. I'm sorry I've forgotten the name of the band. It'll probably be up on the screen. I'll look it up and put it up. But they're pretty good too. They're more pop than the alternative stuff that Calpurnia did. But the Aubreys, Finn and Malcolm, are a terrific pair. Finn does most of the writing, does most of the vocals and the guitar work, both bass and lead. And Malcolm has been handling the drums and the keyboards and the computer stuff. And what they're coming up with is totally original. I mean, I'm not a big fan of oddball music, but they remind me of a mid-2000s, early 2000s band out of Chicago called the Smith Westerns, who I was also a huge fan of. They have a very laid-back and yet still intense vibe. If you've not heard them, please check them out on Spotify or on Amazon Music. I am sorry they don't have physical media. I was hoping they would release it, but they do have one song on physical media. It's on the soundtrack album that came out for Record Store Day last year. The Turning Kate's soundtrack or something. I forgot the name of it. But their song Getting Better Otherwise is on that album. So you can actually hear physical media of them and then make up your mind whether you want to go check it out on digital. I think they're worth it. I think they're going to be around for a while. They have a loyal following, and it's deserved. They're really, really good. Finn Wolfhard, Malcolm Craig, the Aubreys, like the bread song Aubrey. the Aubreys. I think you should definitely check them out because they are an artist you should know. This week's shout out is a little different. I'm not shouting out a particular person, although it does fall into that as well. If you haven't entered Robert Z's 2020 VC lottery yet, you've only got a few more days to do it. It closes on March 31st. Robert Z is one of the kingpins in the VC. He's come and gone 2 or 3 times since I've been a member, and I always find him to be hilariously funny. I find his opinions to be fascinating. I love his sarcastic humor, and he's been very nice to me in our correspondence here and there. And I really, I've been part of the lottery now. This is the 2nd year, in addition to entering, which I did this past week. If you didn't see it, it's up on the Kirkham Report website, the TKR Video Central website. I'm also a volunteer. If you do win, you will be getting letter J from me, and I'm looking forward to that. Last year I had fun trying to find stuff for Rod, Happy Hippie Vinyl Guy. Ended up sending him a T-Rex classic and a couple of other albums to check out, along with a tie-dye mask for the pandemic stuff, which he said he really loved. I'm really glad that everybody enjoys this. Now, how do you get there? Well, I'll have the address in the show notes, as always, and also at the end of the show. But Robert he's a veteran. He's been around the VC over 10 years, as he says. He's been in and out. But the lottery is really fun. Now, the topic of the lottery this year is you as a collector. You have to be wearing green somewhere on your outfit. You can wear a green shirt, you can wear a green hat. I myself had my tie-dye shirt with my green patch on it because I don't have a green shirt. You want to talk about you as a collector, what motivates you, what kind of music you collect. I'll have a link to the video explaining what the lottery is also in the show notes. There'll be more chances the less people enter, but I tell you, I love watching these videos. Some of these videos, this year's videos have turned out, a lot of them have turned out to be 30 to 60 minutes long because everybody's showing off their collections, talking about how they arrange things. Just fascinating stuff to me. It really helps me to get to know other members of the VC, and I urge you to take part by entering the VC, and that information on how to do that, the VC lottery, and information on how to do that is in the show notes, again, connected to Robert Z's channel. Robert also has posted some great videos about his own collection, each divided into particular sections, and it's a lot of fun to see those too. I wish he hadn't gotten rid of I've forgotten the name of the Zematorium, I think was the other channel he had, because it was funny as hell. He had a lot of funny stuff up there, but he did get rid of that, so everything is just under his own channel. And I urge you to check it out and enter the lottery if you haven't done so already. The deadline is March 31st, and don't forget to wear green. Check out the link for Robert Z in the show notes. Back pages this week, I'm going to come to the VC for a little bit of advice. I have a lot of interesting things going on and coming on in the near future, and I can't believe it, but I'm actually ready for a new computer. I'm going to be doing some live stuff. We're doing a live show this week. and I'm going to be doing more video productions, and I want to get, I want to have a system that is really set up mostly for just audio and video and nothing else. Um, I'm looking to find what you guys have. I would love to know what kind of computer setup you have. What kind, if you're doing, especially if you're doing live stuff. Like I watch some of these live guys on YouTube, Andrew Wall, and a few other ones, and their setups are fantastic. But I don't have the money to put anything like that together. I got to be honest. But I do want to have a monitor where I can do live shows safely with a monitor with the chats on it and a monitor with my stuff on it, and I have everything else I have that I need. I have my board. I have my stream deck that I haven't used yet, and I have a bunch of other stuff. But I don't. I'm not sure what people think is the best. Now I use Filmora for my productions now. I have found Filmora to be a dream. I've been using it for just over a year. I just got rebilled for next year. I was turned on to Filmora by Dawn over at Two Hip Chicks. I love Filmora. It is the easiest video programming I've ever used, and it's so much takes so much hassle because before that I was using Magix. And it was a good program, and it had a lot. And there are a few bells and whistles in Magix that aren't in Filmora, which I miss. But those are being reintroduced. Some of those are being introduced in Filmora 11, which I haven't installed yet. There's all kinds of different things. So what I'm basically asking of the VC and my fellow VC people is, one, what kind of computer are you using to do your video stuff on? Two, what's your favorite kind of software? What software, is there a particular software program you use for notes? Is there something you absolutely couldn't do a show without? And this is geared toward more of those that are doing, other like professional type shows, although this is never going to be a professional show because let's face it, I'm hardly professional. That's also, I want to know what you depend on that you consider essential for programs, for equipment, because I'm going to be doing some upgrading over the summer. I'm going to be upgrading our equipment. This computer is still perfectly fine, and it's going to end up in the other room for Kim to use as her own computer. And we have a small computer attached to the television right now, which is not working as well as I hoped it would for stuff that's only available on the web. Some of the stuff we subscribe to does not have Roku apps, so we can't do it that way. What do you use? What kind of stuff do you use? I'm not looking for technical equipment. I have my deck and stuff, all that stuff. I'm mainly interested in the computer, what kind of software, and what little accoutrements that you consider a necessity for recording or for live streaming or whatever that you do. So please let me know. You can leave me a video on it. I'd love to see those. And if you do leave me a video, I'll make a playlist of them. Or you can email me. My email address is in the show notes. Or you can leave a comment on the video. I really would appreciate it because I'm doing some serious research, and any guidance from the fellow VC members and fellow video producers, fellow YouTube creators that want to get on board and help me out and help me set up a good system, an even better system than I have. Because what I have is pretty good. Okay, we've added the Rodecaster Pro over here, the Stream Deck, new microphones, new camera, all in the last 6 months. Hopefully, I will be able to continue to upgrade, and I'm looking for you to continue to give me some ideas on what to do. So please, by all means, let me hear from you, okay? I'd really appreciate it. And thank you for your support. That's going to about do it for this week's edition of the Kirkham Report. I want to remind you that if you haven't seen it already, my TKR Guide to the American Song Contest is up on the TKR Video Central site. It's 5 parts. Each part is around 10 minutes. Gives you a complete overview of the 56 artists that are involved in the American Song Contest. And starting tomorrow night, because I will be going live at 10:10 Eastern Time each week during the American Song Contest to talk about that week's songs, that week's performances. We're calling it After the Songs, TKR Guide to the American Song Contest. After the Songs, it'll go live at 10:10. We'll run to about 11, and I hope that you will join me for that because I've never done live before. I had a discussion with Dawn and Mary about how to make StreamYard work, and I've used it before to get on with other people, but I've never done it on my own. So tomorrow's show is going to be a little bit, trial error type thing. But after that, hopefully I'll get it down, and I hope that you will join me. Because it'll be a lot of fun, and I'll be chatting with live people and whatever about the show. So watch the show, then come join me at 10:10 Eastern Time, 7:10 Pacific Time. If you're on the Pacific Coast, you won't have seen the show yet, but the songs will be out, so you can go ahead and listen to the songs on Spotify starting at midnight tonight, and then come talk to us about everything, and then watch the show after we're done talking. In any case, it'll be a lot of fun. Don't forget, I have shows all through the week. Some of them are getting bumped here and there because of other things going on, but normally I have Influencers on Tuesday, the Groove Line on Wednesday, Off the Charts on Thursday, and Rockin' Reviews on Friday, and we will be introducing some kind of retro top 20 for my charts on Sundays, and Rank This is coming, and I have a lot more stuff in my head. I'm never going to get it all done. Anyway, by the way, Record Crate, my friend Adam, bought this from him. He finally got some new shirts in. Been wanting a shirt from him forever, and it's so comfy. Thank you, Adam. In any case, until next time, when we'll be here again, and running down all kinds of great stuff and talking about all things VC, I'm TC Kirkham, the Kirkham Report. We'll see you soon. Ciao, baby.